All right. I'm kind of excited today. It's 3 o'clock, and look at me. I'm learning. Learning. Hi, everybody. You're live with me on my Grillo's Aftershock. You're talentless. Thank you for watching and calling me talentless. I love that. It's fun to fake name up and be a tough guy. All you people out there. So that they just, if I'm so talentless, how am I in Vegas getting paid to do this? I don't know. You want to tell me? Go ahead. You're here. You got the platform, son. What you want? So just a little. I like to come on a little briefly every day. Probably try to do it around 3 o'clock here at Hammerhead Studios. And I got my White Trash Bass Pro Shop hat on. There is a huge Bass Pro Shop not too far from here. It. If anybody's ever been in a Bass Pro Shop, I would highly have to recommend that. I'm gonna take some time for people to come in here. I'm going to yo, Sam Kinnison 96. How you doing, buddy? We're gonna I learned a couple of things today. I'm gonna go live on Instagram as well. I like playing around with the time because it brings more people in. You got to keep it real. I'm sorry if it's boring, but I do have some fun things to talk about real briefly. It's not going to be too long today, but I like going live on Instagram because it's nice because there's nice people on Instagram, angry people on Facebook. They're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, but they I don't know. I should have got this set up before. Kevin Brennan is watching. He said you're stuttering John ball washer. Now that's not nice. What did I do to Kevin Brennan? I don't know. I'm not his ball washer. Just because I'm friends with someone you like doesn't make me wash their balls. You know what I'm saying? But tell Kevin I said hello. I had a great time on his show when I did it. If I could just get this set up, not like that, like this. But Kevin, I've got no problem with you, buddy. So if everybody's here on Instagram tuning in, I'm live on my YouTube channel as well. But yeah, I don't know why I don't know why anybody would take that I'm a ball washer because I've known Stuttering John 35 years, and regardless of whatever happened in the past, right now he's nice to me. I'm nice to him. I don't see why that would make me a ball washer. I don't think that uh, I would wash anybody's balls other than my own. I don't like to wash my own balls, but I do it anyway because. But Kevin, if, I got no problem with you. Came on your show. We had a good time. So no one is watching you, Grillo. Then why are all these people here on Instagram? And so you know what? If they're not watching me, I don't care. I get paid either way. But we're changing all that, and that's okay. I agree. John should go play in traffic. I don't know why everybody hates the guy. Well, I guess everybody has their reasons. I don't. I don't hate him, and I won't. I won't go down that road. I think I'm. We're all better than that. So, but I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. So I was lucky enough to be in Keanu. God bless Keanu and Gino. And I know in this universe, this Dabbleverse, you can't pick a side. You have to pick a side. What do you think about Susanna's accusations made against John under penalty of perjury? I don't know anything like that. I don't like to get into people's personal life. You guys, you delve into his personal life. I think that's sort of off limits, sort of like the way the mafia did shit. You didn't deal with people's. You don't deal with people's personal life. If you had a problem with that person, you dealt with that person, and it's sort of like that's a man thing to me. If you cheap out and you go after someone's family, that's some real pussy shit to me right now. So Sith Queen joined. What's up, Sith Queen? So if you're not on my YouTube channel, I've learned some things today about pulling. You can pull up pictures and stuff. So I found a couple of good pictures I'm going to pull up. We can get off the John topic. So here's one of my favorite pictures. Everybody knows that I worked on Private Parts, the movie and the book. I got to witness. It was one of the greatest summers of my life when we shot that movie. And I'm still friends with the crew and some of the cast to this day. One of the privileges that I had working on the movie Private Parts was working with the first time actor. Well, he wasn't a first time actor, but it was his first movie role, and that's the great Paul Giamatti. Everybody knows who Paul Giamatti is. He's in so many movies, and of course, he's in. Oh my God, I can't think of it right now, but he's in a lot of great TV shows and shit, and Billions. He's great in Billions. So when I first worked with Paul Giamatti on the set of Private Parts, he'd never done a movie before, and everybody on the movie set. Every time they yelled cut, Betty Thomas yelled cut, everybody laughed their ass off. And there was a buzz on set about Paul and how great he was going to be. And he was very like shy about the whole entire thing. He didn't really like the adulation, but he knew me from the show because Howard had him on the radio and he knew who I was, and he was very nice to me. And I kept telling him, "You're going to be a big deal. You're going to be a big deal." He goes, "No, Steve, you're crazy. You're crazy. This is just a fluke." So I said on his last day, I said, "Me and you are going to take a picture, and I'm going to show this picture one day to you and to prove that you were wrong." So now, without further ado, I figured out how to pull pictures up. Not that one. At the stage. There we go. There's me and Paul Giamatti on the set of Private Parts. I told him I was going to show. I haven't had the chance, but I have this picture ready and ready to go. If anybody who's watching on Instagram, hold on, I'll show you. I'll show you the screen all the way over to this way. There's the picture of me and Paul Giamatti on the set of Private Parts. And I told him he was going to be a big star, and he became a big star. And that's the picture. So today I was learning. Thank you to Keanu from Keanu and Gino. And that's one picture that I wanted to bring up. Boy, it gets real quiet. All these people want to talk about is John. Have a good time. So I'm gonna. But that was right in front of Silver Cup Studios. Paul Giamatti, both of us very young. We look a little different right now. We all got some gray beards and shit. So here I am back again. Are you a fan of the Uncle Rico show? I love Shuli so much. Shuli he's always been so good to me. Every time I went up to Sirius when he was doing the reporting, he made sure he did a little report about me. If he came down to the pizzeria and did a report when I had Hell's Kitchen Pizza. So Shuli's been really, really good to me, and I'll always do I'll always be his friend. I don't forget what people do for me especially I need help. And I definitely, at some point in time, it was good promotion for me in the pizzeria when Shuli would do a news report. And then I get like 10 people that were in the area come by and grab a slice of the famous Hellfire pizza. And now here's another picture that I found. Everybody knows if you ever go to Philadelphia, they are probably the biggest Stern fans ever. They were the best fans, so devoted, so amazing. And it turns out, like going to Philly, like if we did an appearance in New York, it was good. But if you went and did an appearance in Philadelphia, the line was down the block. It was really good. As I don't know what Todd humor is, Hansi, but I'll get to you in a second. Anybody on Instagram, you can go to my Grillo's Aftershock YouTube channel and watch it live as well. So do you think people who drink and drive on a regular basis, like John, does? I don't know that he does that. Grillo, are you aware that accusations poor Anne Marie made against sex posts? I don't know, but you guys do. I can tell you that. Anyway, so going back to Philadelphia, they were the best fans. Anytime we did anything in Philadelphia, they were the best people in the world, and I always respected and loved that. So, cut to years later, it turns out that the creators of my favorite show in the world, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, grew up listening to the Howard Stern show, and they were also huge fans, much like everybody else in the Howard world. Kevin Brennan said he'd have you on, but you only have one story, being a 7-year intern. No, I worked on The Sopranos. I worked in nightclubs. If you read my book, Gorilla Parts, I'm not just one story, okay? I have a lot of stories. That's why I have a book. So I'm not one story. I'm a lot of stories. Anne Marie alleged that he was sexually inappropriate with her. Okay, well, back in the day when offices went down, you had an office. The rules were a little different. Not that they were wrong or right. They were wrong, but you sort of got away with more. The HR department was a little different. So anyway, I was at an event in LA doing a lot of different things, and it was for CBS. And I bumped into Rob McElhenney, who was one of the creators of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That is my favorite show in the world. And I was literally right before I bumped into him, I was on the phone with someone and we were going back and forth with different lines from the show. And Rob, I was excited. I was like, oh my God. And this is when I had Bright Shot, the LED lighting company. And I was excited. Would you come check out our product? And he turned around and he said that, oh, why do you sound so familiar? And then my partner, Roy said, well, that's Grillo from the Stern Show. And he sort of went absolutely batshit crazy. He was such a huge fan, and I'm such a huge fan. So it's always weird to like have that happen to you when you're like that big of a fan. So Rob invited me to the set of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia on a very special day. The day happened to be Lethal Weapon Day. And here's a picture of me and Rob dressed as Riggs on the set of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And that was a very special day for me. I don't want to keep this up too long. Well, I don't know. This show is, I think it got removed from the air because he's playing a black character, much like Robert Downey Jr. played a black character. So that's me and Rob. And I'm able to pull up videos as well. So here we're going to go and Paul Giamatti into that humor. I don't understand. And I'm going to give you guys a little fodder. How about that? Something to feast on. Here you go.
So like there's, I kind of asked Gino this question and stuff like what, like, is there some sort
of comedian,
alternate universe where you just, if you don't go on stage, you're not a comedian? Like what, do you have to earn your stripes or something to call yourself a comedian? You have to struggle really hard and come up through the trenches to become a comedian? Like, or could you just say, I go on stage and I make people laugh, I'm a comedian?
No,
there's this weird thing. You're not allowed, you have to earn it to become a comedian, you know? Like, what the fuck is that?
Well, the normal trajectory of a comic is you start as a host. First, you start as an open micer. Then you become a host. Then you become a feature, which is a middler. And then you finally graduate, if you will, to become a headliner. Now, then when you become a headliner, I think you become a real comedian when you start headlining the A-list clubs, like the Improvs and the Laugh Factories and the Punchlines. And as soon as you can do that and make a living doing that, as Nick DiPaolo once told me, that's when you would consider yourself a working comedian. So,
all right, we'll stop there, and we'll. I'm just finding all this new technology out. I didn't. Thank you to Keanu. Grillo are stupid or something. Why no super tips? I just set super tips up last night. I'm gonna be next time. I'll have super tips. I'm trying to do something every day live, and I just figured out that I can pull up all these wonderful things. Here's me and Mancow talking about Luke Skywalker,
Mark Hamill and Shatner, and he signed autographs. And I got to know Mark Hamill a little bit. Your story in the book with Mark Hamill is incredible. I will tell you that what Mark Hamill knows, he hasn't read anything, I'm guessing, that isn't mostly pictures, comic books. He loves comic books. His depth of knowledge is extremely shallow. But we had one common thing, and that was Grandpa Munster did my show for a month a year. Grandpa from the Munsters, Al Lewis, was in my wedding. And so he's obsessed. Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, he's obsessed with Car 54, an old TV show that I think I've seen maybe one episode.
Well, okay. So I'm just playing around with stuff.
I was on the road.
I was removed. Yeah, I'm just playing around, just checking things out. It's no big deal. I'll have super chats up. Oscar Electric's in the house. He doesn't care. Why do you? I don't know. You're going to have accusations about people on here that I can't confirm, okay, or deny. I don't believe in drunk driving. Driving out here in Vegas has definitely sobered my ass up. I am not going to get behind the wheel impaired. And there's one simple reason I don't, not just about hurting myself. God forbid I hurt somebody else. And like a woman driving with a kid in the car, or somebody steps out in front of me. It's really, I haven't had a car since I was 18 because I've lived in Manhattan since I was 18. And now I have a big ass truck, and driving impaired can't be an option because I will not make it in prison. It's not that I can't handle myself. I don't like being confined, and I am not going to be confined in prison. So did KC has the worst show of all. Former cast members Stuttering John is a boring, erratic at the same time. I don't, you guys have the right not to listen. I bring on interesting people. I have good times when I bring people on. I interview people. You don't have to listen, but there's other people obviously that are listening right now. I do have an update if you want an exclusive, everybody. I have someone that I know, I'm not going to reveal my sources, that has been talking to Artie Lang. And Artie Lang has resurfaced. He hasn't been around, or no one's heard from him in the past couple of years, but I have a person that he's been calling on a regular basis, and it sounds like he's doing well. Who knows? I'm not saying I'm getting Artie on the show. I don't think he should be on any show. I don't think he should be doing anything public because it obviously doesn't help him. He's not someone that's supposed to be in public. But it's the first time that I'd heard anybody that I know speak to Artie, and he spoke to him a couple of times. So I wish Artie nothing but, good luck and sobriety, because he's just a wonderful human being. It's a shame that he's so wrapped up in drugs and alcohol that he can't even be around being a bunch of people. He can't be in the public eye. It's not healthy for him. So I hope that that person's that talking to him, he's well, and apparently he's doing great. So if anybody wants to know about Artie, he's resurfaced, but not publicly, just privately to certain people. And I wish nothing but the best for Artie. And I will have Anthony Cumia on next Wednesday. We're going to make a big deal out of that. I will have my super tips up for that, guys, and we'll deal with that. So to sum up real quick, I can now add pictures and videos, and didn't even know I can do that. So that's all I wanted to go on. Dennis Michaels, if he tells a joke, he dies. What the hell is that? He can't be in public. He can't be in the public eye, I guess. I can't, answer for him specifically. I'm sorry if I'm ignoring anybody on Instagram, but YouTube seems to be on fire today, asking me questions. But Super Tips is up. It's done. I'm getting a little tutorial on how to use it tonight and any next show that I have. If I'm your cousin, try to listen when I can. Okay. Alex, we're cousins? I'm you cousin. Try to listen when you can. I don't know. Anyway, Kevin Brennan, if you're listening, I don't know what I did to you other than maybe you hate John and I don't, but I'm willing to come on your show. If you think I'm one story, I, I had a good time coming on your show. I don't know what happened. I got no qualms against you or pretty much anybody else for that matter. If you want to listen, thank you for listening. If you don't, I guess that's what's going on. I don't know what to tell you. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. I always try to do at least 20 minutes, and guess who did 20 minutes? Look at that. I have an intro that I got to find now. And thanks to everybody at Professional Tax Alliance, they bring you peace of mind. If you need some tax help, DM me or just go to professionaltaxalliance.com and mention my name. You get a good seat. All right, everybody. On that note, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.